Today we're going to talk about why it's such a great time to trade futures right now. But before we get into that, I noticed that I had some comments on some of the previous videos about my hair asking what I've done to it. So the background story is basically that one evening after work, a few of us went out and I got asked if I cut my hair short because I was going bald. And I went home that night and I sort of thought, well, shall I just grow it while I can? And so that's how this started. So the goal is to get it down to here, and then unfortunately for you guys, you have to look at me while I'm going through the stage of growing it out. So anyway, so that's the background. Anyway, enough about my hair. So let's get on to the topic at hand. So why futures? And futures is something that obviously here at Axia Futures is our core competency, right? It's the thing that we trade. And we like that because futures give us a visibility of all of the markets, you know, everything from cryptos to equities to interest rates, bonds, commodities, oil, basically anything you can shake a stick at, right? This total sort of like overarching view of the financial system. That allows us to move into one area and then shift into another area depending where the opportunity is. So we're always in the opportunity flow as things, you know, as the world moves around. It's always such a dynamic, you know, the marketplace is dynamic. Now, one of the awesome things about being here is that we have some really big traders. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some videos where Alex has talked about some of the guys you know, doing sort of 7-figure years, and you know that really happens, and they sit on the floor just above us. So you know, all the stuff that we get here is, you know, I suppose is like come from such a you know, from such experienced and knowledgeable people. And so that's obviously one advantage of futures and also Axia Futures. But then jumping into some more reasons about why they're so good, you know. And on that topic of performance again, we found this year a lot of guys have been having their best years, and we're only what, pretty much halfway through the year. And so why is that? Well, it's because there's so much going on at the moment. You know, we've got you know, central banks tightening because of inflation concerns. We've also got a few worries about recessions. We have energy crisis, geopolitical crises, just everything is sort of happening in this year, and there's extreme volatility. And so that's opportunity, right? And so that's another reason why futures are such a great space to be in, because you can position yourself for what's going on. Another really great thing about them. So I was talking to somebody not in finance a couple of days ago, and they asked me, you know, what should I invest in? They asked me this straight after they found out I was a trader. And I found it actually quite a hard question to answer, because I was thinking, what would I buy? And it's quite a hard thing to think of right now, what you would buy with conviction. You know, you've got cryptos going down, you've got bonds are bearish, equities are bearish. You know, this is not really a time where you really want to be long very many things. And so that brings me to the next awesome thing about futures, is that you can buy them just as easy as you can sell them. You click on the bid, or you click on the offer, you're long or you're short. That's like another beautiful thing about them. You know, you can have ideas to the long side or ideas to the short side, and it is just as easy to trade them. And that's not the same with every kind of asset or instrument, I guess, being a bit more general. But yeah, so there's a few things. Futures obviously come with quite a bit of leverage, but fortunately now some of the exchanges are coming out and offering micro contracts, and so that allows you to get in with less leverage and is a bit more forgiving as you learn. And then sticking with the topic of exchanges, you know, all of the futures get traded through the centralized, you know, these centralized exchanges, and so you can buy data from them. It's relatively cheap, especially if you're not professional. And then that gives you, you know, really reliable data. You can do a couple of great things with that. One, you can plug it into your own charting systems, and that allows you to have a little bit more flexibility and personalization about, you know, how you display that data, and helps you, you know, break things down or give yourself like alerts or whatever it is that allows you to be a more efficient trader. And then it also means you can plug it into the price ladder, and that's something that you don't have if you're trading CFDs. So that allows you to see all of the flow, all of the orders, the size, the frequency of everything coming into the market. And that information is so valuable. It's one of our core competencies here. And it allows you to understand when is the market really moving, when is it panicking, when does it want to do something, and that's just hugely important with timing trades. You can have the right idea but get in at the wrong time, and that's one of the great tools to help you time trades. I think I'm probably getting to the end of this list and I don't want to make this too long, but anyway, I've given you a few good reasons here, why you should consider trading futures. If it's something you want to do or it's something you want to learn more about, then obviously I think we're a great place to do it. I already said, we have a lot of experienced traders here, and so the material that Axia Futures presents is based on all of the learnings of them, and it's that knowledge that I think makes us stand out. So if you want to learn more about it, go and have a look at our courses and like and subscribe and keep up with all our videos. And if you have some friends who are interested, please share it with them. All right, that's it from me today. I'll catch you guys again soon.